Alright guys, how's it going today? So, I wasn't really looking for a new sprinkler system. I was kind of okay with what I had. It wasn't the greatest system in the world, but it was getting me through what I needed. It was smart, it allowed me to use the, in-app controls and all that good stuff. So, I was getting by with what I needed. But, a company called Imolaza did reach out to me and asked if I would be willing to try out and review their sprinkler system. And so I figured, I took a look and I said, this is a pretty interesting system. It has a lot of cool little bells and whistles to it. I wanted to give it a shot. So I said, if you guys allow me to do a full review and, be honest in my review, I would be happy to go ahead and take it for you guys. They did allow me to do a full review, give you guys my honest review of the product from startup to the app to the features within it. So we're going to go ahead and go over that today. I'm going to show you guys everything from install all the way to the app features. So first off, Imolaza has a great setup. They have sprinkler systems ranging from 4 zones all the way up to 16 and everything in between. You can do them inside, and they even have an option to buy the box for the outside if you need to put your sprinkler system outside. No big deal. You can do all of that. The setup was super easy. I mean, it was as simple as taking my old system down. It gives you a nice little template. You put it on the wall, drill your holes, put your drywall anchors in, drill it in, and you're good to go. That thing was set up in no time. Once it was set up, getting the app going was super fast, super quick. You just go down to your app store, whether you're using Google Play or the Apple Store, download the Imolaza app, and set it up. There's a QR code on the device that you go ahead and you just scan that QR code with your phone or whatever you're using for your system. Go through the setup process. It's going to ask you for, your address, location, all that good stuff. And then what's cool about the address location is it utilizes the weather stations in your surrounding area to know what your weather is like. Not only to tell you, what the weather's like in your area, but it also tells your system what to do. So if one day you're having a large amount of rain or you have a week's worth of rain, it'll automatically turn your system off for you. And that way you're not overwatering and using water that you don't need to use. Oftentimes I water my lawn at 4 in the morning. I'm not going to remember to turn my system off. This system automatically knows and will just turn that water off for you. Really cool feature. Once you're in the app, the first place everybody goes to is setting up their schedules. So what I thought was kind of cool about the Imolaza system was there was three different types of scheduling systems you can use. Everybody has their traditional formatting scheduling where you can put in multiple different times for your lawns and all your zones. Very basic, if you're particular about how you want it, that's a very easy system for you guys to use. One really cool feature is the ET system. And what I think is really cool about the ET system is it uses your address and it goes into those weather stations in your area and it transmits all that data to your system here. That way it knows if you're getting a large amount of rain to turn off your sprinkler system. I think this is a really cool feature because it allows it to kind of use all this data around you to properly put down the right amount of water for your system or what you have in place. And it doesn't just take into account of the weather, it takes into account the type of grass you have, the type of soil you have, the type of sprinklers that you have. All these things pop into this system and transmit all that data in this algorithm that allows it to do this smart watering system and properly put down the amount of water that you need for your lawn. When you go to set up, the first thing it's going to ask you is what you're growing. So it has cool season lawns, it has warm season lawns, trees, shrubs, flowers, vegetables, and you pick off what you're growing in that area. The next thing it's going to ask you is, what is your soil like? Are you sandy? Are you sandy loam, clay? All these different options, so that way it can transmit that data in there. And then the last one, which I thought was really cool, is what type of sprinklers are you using? So like I use the rotary sprinklers. There's ones for the fixed spray, there's impact, there's all drip lines, all the different types of sprinklers and sprinkler systems that you can use transmits that data into there. So that way it's taking all that information from the weather stations and what you currently have in your system to put down a smart amount of water for what you are growing. I think this is the coolest feature that I've ever seen on any system. So I'm super happy to have it. I'm super happy to get it going on my lawn. And it is one of the coolest, most just mind-blowing devices I've ever seen. The other system I'm really curious about using, and I haven't been able to use yet because I am not growing, but there's what they call their new seed or new lawn sprinkler timer. And what it's for is when you put down a new lawn, we typically have to water often and frequently, right? So when you put down that new lawn, it is a schedule that is set up for new lawns only. And so next year I am going to be doing another renovation, and I'm super excited to use that feature specifically to really see how often it puts that water down and how that system kind of works out. So really excited. I've never seen a new seeding, new lawn setting for any of these systems before, so I'm really kind of excited to go ahead and get a hold of that one. One other cool setting that I thought was interesting and was able to use for a little bit was called the soaker setting. The soaker setting is actually pretty cool because what it does is it eliminates a lot of the runoff that you may be experiencing with your sprinkler system currently. You can set up your sprinkler system to maybe run for, let's just say 40 minutes as an example. But in the middle of that 40 minutes, it shuts off for maybe 10 minutes to allow that water to soak into the lawn. Then it kicks back on for 20 minutes before it finishes off that cycle. I thought that was a really cool feature that they added into this because oftentimes we do, experience a lot of runoff with our sprinkler systems. So this should eliminate a lot of that runoff that you are having going on because, when it runs off, you lose fertilizer, you lose water, you're wasting a lot of stuff. So definitely helps. I really think that's a really cool feature. One I really thought was actually very intriguing to kind of watch happen on my lawn. So really cool feature, something I have not seen on any of the other systems. Also, which I think was awesome, is within the app, they do offer an area for you to make your own suggestions on things that you would like to see happen within this application, things that, features that you might want to have added in. Oftentimes, I don't see too much of that, or you have to go through this process of submitting an idea. It's right there in the app. It makes it super easy. So if you have an idea that's something you might want to see on your lawn, all you have to do is submit it, and they'll look at it. If it's something that they might see very often, they can definitely, maybe make that happen. That's how the new seeding option was added into the app. It was oftenly suggested by multiple users to go ahead and add this feature. So Imolaza, took notice, added it, and I'm super excited to be able to use it next year. When I reseed my lawn, or when I do a new seeding project next year, I'm going to be using that feature, and I want to see exactly how it works and see how easy it is to go ahead and set up. Obviously, it being a smart sprinkler system, you have access to it 24/7 from your phone, wherever you are in the world. As long as you have service, you can make modifications to your lawn as needed. So I think all these things packed into this one system here is just quite honestly just one of the best systems I've ever seen. I'm super happy to have it. I will be doing probably a follow-up video to this in a year just to see how a year with this really works on my lawn. But honestly, just right off the bat, using it for a few weeks now, one of the best systems I've ever seen. So if you guys are looking to get a new system, I will put a link for this product down below. You guys can go ahead and snag one. Like I said, it's one of the best sprinkler systems I have ever seen. I'm super happy to have it. So feel free to go ahead and snag it up. If you guys have any questions about this system, please feel free to send me a message, leave a comment down below. Be happy to answer any of those questions. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.